Called off. This after party members from the Moses Mabhida region won a court interdict to block the conference. Meanwhile, the provincial leadership has apologized to the party chairperson Gwede Mantashe and the entire national leadership for the chaos caused by delegates last night. Delegates heckled and booed Mantashe, preventing him from addressing the gathering.
News of the court ruling came just before the conference was opened. Delegates vented out their anger, booing the party chairperson and preventing him from addressing them. The media was also not spared. It was chased away from the venue. It was also suggested that the conference be turned into a consultative forum, but that too did not happen. This afternoon, the conference was cancelled.
We want to sincerely apologize to the ANC, national chairperson in particular, but to the officials and the NEC as a whole for what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, where the national chair could not address, embarrasses us as the ANC in KwaZulu Natal, but it's foreign from it's foreign to the tradition of the ANC.
Zigalala said the conference would reconvene in 6 weeks' time. He said the party would sort an early date to file opposing papers. Zigalala said members who went to court to stop the conference will be dealt with.
All delegates who were here tasked us that we must institute a disciplinary action against these people. We have taken the ANC to court. It's clear on that, we are clear. We will then, in doing that, check the conditions under which these comrades have taken the ANC to court.
But those who successfully blocked the conference said they exhausted all avenues, from branch level to regions, provincial and national structures. They claim the court bid was their last resort.
Right, well, let's get more on the story. We crossed our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo. She's on the line for us from Durban. Ayanda, good evening to you. Where are we up to today in terms of last night's fallout with the conference, as we know, being called off officially today? So just recap for us what happened last night and where we're up to today.
Yeah, very good evening to you, Natasha, and to our viewers at home. Certainly, the words that the delegates used to describe this conference, or what was supposed to have been their long-awaited ANC provincial conferences, disappointing, many of them rather angry with the events that have taken place. Of course, the conference, which was supposed to have started yesterday, and as a result of that court interdict and the court then ruling in favor of these 6 applicants, which are branch members from different branches in KwaZulu Natal, to hold the provincial conference. You know, Natasha, that it was all systems go. Yesterday, everything was ready and set. The delegates had come from across the province of KwaZulu Natal, 686 delegates, as well as, of course, non-voting delegates, members of the NEC, members of the alliance as well, that had arrived in Mpangeni to participate in this all-important conference for the province of KwaZulu Natal. That has been without a leadership for quite some time after the leadership was then suspended by the NEC following a court ruling last year. So, Natasha, really the leaving delegates today as they went, made their way home, saying that they were rather disappointed. They'd been very eager for this conference to sit. They wanted to elect a new leadership for the province of KwaZulu Natal, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. And so it now basically it's going to be quite a wait and see game. The ANC has a lot of work on its hands now in terms of moving forward. This conference was called off after delegates refused for it to be turned into a consultative forum, and saying that they came there for an elective conference, and if that was not going to be the case, then they said they need to go back to the drawing board and opted to all go home. Natasha.
Yeah, it's certainly a difficult time for the ANC, and the narrative around this, Ayanda, is that this is clearly factional. Have there been any more comments about that?
Natasha, yes. It just really depends on which side of that you speak to. Maybe let's first look at those that took the matter to, or sought this interdict from the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Those who wanted the conference described them as a faction supporting certain leaders of the ANC. These were in the build-up to the Nasrec conference, the ANC's 54th conference. We know that the individuals that took the ANC to court to try and halt this provincial conference, that they had supported now President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa. And those that were at the conference, many of them that we know had supported Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. They were largely said that they were disappointed and that they seemed that things were being done now in the province along factional lines. Leaders are being supported now in the province of KwaZulu Natal along factional lines. And this is one of the biggest challenges, Natasha, that the ANC, particularly in this province, the ANC nationally is going to have to try and deal with in respect to the province of KwaZulu Natal, is to deal with the issues of factions who are seen to really be further and further dividing this party.
And not only factionalism, Ayanda, but we've heard Sihle Zikalala saying that there's a level of frustration from members around what he said is interference by members on a national level. What does he mean by this?
Yes, he did say that the view of the delegates that were there during that closed session, that they were concerned about some NEC members who they said will go to public forums, will engage with certain groups, with certain factions, and they said that they felt that the NEC was divisive, or some of the members, these are the allegations, that they were divisive, and that they're calling on the NEC to stop this behavior. They said that this is something that they're going to raise with the national leaders, with the top six of the ANC, to caution NEC members, those who are said to have come into the province of KwaZulu Natal and hold the secret meetings with certain groups, and they feel that this is further exacerbating the problem. And so they really want to see an NEC that is going to speak in one voice, an NEC that is going to be united in trying and assisting the challenges that are faced by the province of KwaZulu Natal.
Ayanda, thanks very much. Our Ayanda Nhlomgo live for us from Durban.